Alright, let's jump into some Smalland tips and tricks you need to know. Alright, so in the early part of playing, you're gonna end up with you're gonna have access to these two healing items first, the healing bandage and then the advanced healing bandage. What are they actually called? Sorry. Healing patch and simple bandage. Then eventually you get access to health elixirs, and there's a couple of different types of these. One does like 30 and one does 20. So you know, not a huge difference. But what is the difference between these three items and how do they work? So let's get into that. We have to take some damage here. So let's fight this beetle. One thing, when you are fighting, we'll go ahead and go over that too. You can use your ant vision here, and it will show you what your fighting is weak to. Sometimes they'll be resistant to stuff. Like this one's weak to blunt, but it's not resistant to anything, so we'll probably go to using any weapon as long as it's strong. We're going to use our flint sword for now. We'll hit it so it can hit us back. And we're going to show you some combat tips here in a little bit to show you pretty much how to kill everything, including bosses. Alright, so we're taking some damage. We'll kill this guy. I'll take that. Don't need that. Alright. Now, the healing bandage, of course we can read it and get the stats for it, but visuals sometimes better, right? So patches, it heals 3 points of health every second for 10 seconds. We're going to heal 30 hit points by using this. Okay, a healing patch heals 3 seconds. Sorry. A healing patch heals 3 per second for 20 seconds. So, this will heal us 60 hit points. So that's the difference. Right? And, of course, this one takes a little longer. So these are not great during combat. In the middle of combat, these won't buy you a whole lot of health or a whole lot of time. And, as you'll see, when you activate them, you can't sprint, he slows down, and you can't do a whole lot while you're doing it. You can't dodge, you can sprint, and you're applying it. Okay. So that's how it works, and it heals over time like it's showing here. Now, that should give you enough visual for the healing patches. You probably already understand how those work. Let's go over the healing drink, which you probably haven't used yet. Or maybe you have. So if we're in combat, this is when the healing brew comes in handy, right? So we're taking a lot of damage. Maybe this guy's even tougher, and we're not going to be able to beat him without healing. He's going to kill us if we don't. So we'll try and run away from him and pop this brew. Okay, it slows us down, but we drink it. And then watch how quickly we gain our health back. So this is great for combat. And then that'll save you and you can win. Now, healing patches are best used outside of combat. So for when you want to heal quickly so you can go into the next fight without having to wait for your food to build up, healing patches are great for that. Healing patches are cheap. This one's like honey crumble and fiber. Pretty easy to get. The other one's just fiber. Again, pretty easy to get. Not a huge difference between them. If you just want to use fiber, you can make a whole bunch of the normal healing patches and just use them outside of combat and save you all your and then use your healing brews when in combat. Alright, but now you probably saw this green potion here. What is it? This is a stamina tonic. Now there's different types, of course, of stamina tonics as are healing elixirs. This one just does increasing my maximum stamina by 20 for 300 seconds. So for 300 seconds I'll have 20 more stamina. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but we really don't have that much stamina to start with, right? So we have 100 stamina. So giving 20 is probably like getting 1 extra attack in. No, the cool thing is we recover 10 stamina per second for the same amount of time, 300 seconds. So we recover stamina much faster. So let's see how that works. We already recover stamina pretty fast. Keep that in mind. So we'll pop this. And we'll go into combat. As you can see, it doesn't seem like too much more stamina. But look how much faster our stamina recovers. We can get right back into the fight. This allows us to do lots of extra attacks compared to what we've been able to do before. And this is especially good in boss fights or really hard fights where you might have to struggle at winning. And it will save you on having to heal as often as well. So stamina potions are pretty nice. And of course I told you earlier about dragonflies and showed you that they're in the south. If you don't know what dragonflies look like, because maybe not everybody's seen dragonflies before, this is what they look like. Alright, they're pretty easy to kill. If you have a bow and arrow, you can kill them. If they're, if you wait for them to come to the ground, you might be able to melee tag them, but it's best to use a bow and arrow. This is mostly going to be in the air like that, and you're not going to be able to hit them, right? Let's say this was a deep creek. I wanted to jump across it. There's no way I'm making that jump across, right? I would, so I'd land in the water and probably drown because the sides are steep and you can't really walk up them. So we jump. I think my sprint failed. Okay. So we would sprint, get as much air as we could. Why can I sprint? I'm not sprinting, it's not draining stamina. Let's win. Okay. So we sprint, jump, fire the grapple, pull us safely to the other side. Alright, I've done this several times over several deep pieces of water, deeper than this, and survived that way. So that's another great thing the grapple is good for. You get you out of trouble if you're being chased by bugs. Okay, now the downside to the grappling hook is the hooks themselves are ammo. So you can't have arrows and grappling hooks equipped at the same time. So you have to choose one or the other. Alright, now for this next combat trick, sure I have plenty of room. This is warning you, if you haven't figured this out already, this is gonna break this combat trick I'm about to show you is gonna break the game. Alright, so of course whenever you're using your bow and they haven't seen you, you get extra damage, which you can't see, he'd already see me, but anyway. So I hit him, now he wants to fight me. We run from him. Alright, and you'll notice when we get a certain distance from where he is supposed to be patrolling, he'll go back to patrolling where he's supposed to be. So we just gotta run away from him. I'm just trying to, and there he goes. They'll stop for a second, and when they do that, you can get a free few shots in. Alright, and then I guess this dragonfly wants to fight him, so that's gonna mess things a little bit. Yeah, as you notice, he's gonna run all the way back, so we can get 3 shots in on him as he's running back to where he's supposed to go. Now this will work even with bosses, at least right now. It can always be patched in the future. And then when he gets back where he wants to go, he's no longer aggroed to you, as long as you stop shooting him before he gets back there. And then you could crouch, take the free shot, you know, and do some extra damage to him. And then rinse, repeat. So this is a great way to kill things that you can't normally kill. Now the downside to it is, they do heal a small percentage of their health over time as they're running back to their location. So a boss, for instance, will heal. So you want a better bow than the basic bow when doing those bosses. Now there is another trick, which I've actually had happen here. Sometimes bugs will get over this water and be stuck floating and won't be able to get away. When that happens, they just fully recover health and you can't kill them. So unless you can do massive damage to them super fast. So once they're stuck and they start healing super fast, just give up on them until they're unstuck. And of course, I told you it works on bosses, right? Of course, there's been some patches since I did this. So yeah. So let me show you what I mean. So we got 26 free shot damage there. And of course, we're only gonna do 12 now. So we'll run from him. We'll kite him, right? He can chase us a little bit. And once he gets far enough out of his arena, he'll turn around and go back. See, he does the same thing. He stops, turns around, and he goes back. As you notice, he's healing. If we had a weaker bow, he would heal quite a bit of the damage off, and we wouldn't do much to him. If we shoot him, it stops his healing for a second as well, so I can keep him from recovering as much. This will break the game. I'm just warning you now. If you do this, it makes the game less fun. Dark Alliance had a similar feature, and we just had to not do it to make the game more fun. Now, I've noticed if you get up on a rock like this, apparently he can climb up them, so I don't know why he doesn't come up this rock. I did notice when fighting this boss, if you get up on the rock here, he kind of glitches out and runs away. And he goes, we'll go over there, up on that corner there. He wants to get away from you. He doesn't want to fight you while you're up here. For some reason, they have some kind of logic in here where he wants to run and not fight you. So he was resetting there, so let's go ahead and crouch. I guess I can't crouch. Does he know I'm here? He's running. Must know. And I don't know what the logic is. Maybe it's in case they know you're trying to fight him unfairly, but he can come over here and get stuck sometimes. See, he's healed up a lot because we haven't been hitting him. Anyway, if you have the flint tools, it isn't meant for fighting him. Alright, he's resistant to pierce damage, so you don't want to use pierce. If you have the flint tools meant for fighting this boss, and you don't want to kite him, or whatever you want to fight him legit, the easy thing to do is just get his attention. He'll fight you. Just watch him. Let him attack. Right? When he goes to attack, dodge. Just slam like that, and he's stuck. You just hit him. When he gets up, he'll maybe try and, just dodge his attacks. He hits hard though, so you need to be dodging his attacks. And that's pretty much it. That's all there is to fighting him. Okay, now let's go over armor real quick, because, how combat works in this game, you're probably trying to figure out how you're actually supposed to fight things, because dodging is a little off. Right now, combat works pretty well, but certain things are a little off. So, armor, just so you know if you want it or not, because some armor makes you move slower, some armor makes you move fast, so here we go. So the armor we're wearing currently is the B armor. Right, and the B armor has 5 protection for each piece. So it makes it easy to do the math, right? 5, 10, 15, 20. Right, the armor before this you can get. Now the B armor is cool because it gives you the 20 protection without the movement loss, and you get edge resistance protection by like 15%. So, okay, the primal armor, of course, gives you 3 protection, not 5, so it's slightly less protection, and you lose movement speed, but you gain blood resistance. Alright, let's get into it. 5, so we said we had 20 armor, and we have 100 hit points. Where'd our bug go? Okay, let's get his attention. Alright, let's see how much damage it does to us. 1 hit, we took 7 points of damage. Okay. Hit us 3 times, we're down to 78 hit points. Now, let's switch to weaker armor and show you what the difference is. Okay, so we're going to switch to the light armor, which is nice, but it only gives you 1 protection each, so 3 points of protection. Oh, actually, only 2 points of protection. So there you go, 2 points of protection. I guess I could just take the armor off and have no protection on in my inventory anyway. So we're probably not going to be running around without armor. This is probably the base armor, 2 protection. But we get the nice movement speed bonus of 6%. I mean, 6% of our small amount of movement speed. It's not much movement speed, but it's something. Alright, so we'll let him hit us. There we go. Look at that. 1 hit dropped us all the way down to 79. Remember, it took 3 hits for that to happen. There's 3 hits. We're down to 45. Alright, so with 20 pieces, 20 armor, 1 hit brought us down 7 points of damage. 1 hit with 2 armor brought us down to... Yeah, he brought us down 21 points of damage. So, there's a big difference between even 2, so that's 18 armor. So it doesn't sound like a huge number. The game devs are keeping the numbers small in this game, which is nice. It's more handleable, more understandable. You're not using thousands and thousands on end to mean the same thing, because it's all percentages anyway, right? So certain games will give you like 5,000 armor and your enemy's doing 6,000 damage, but in the it all comes down to percentages. It doesn't really matter what the actual numbers are. Highly beneficial to wear armor over movement speed, because you're going to get hit. Right, no matter how good you are at dodging and running your way, unless you're kiting and not fighting, diving in and fighting, you're probably going to get hit every now and again. So you're better off to have some armor on. Now there's lots of different types of armors, and you can mix and match them. The B armor is probably the one that's one of the best overall rounded armors in the game. But the most important thing from the B armor is the gliding. That's going to help you get around the map like crazy, no matter what other armors you wear. If you enjoyed this tips and trick video, make sure to smash that like button. Have an awesome day.